All right, and 22 through 25 are a lot like problems 18 through 21. So if you haven't watched that video, problems number 18 through 21, they're really similar, really similar. If you had no problem with these numbers, then you'll be fine here because we're just gonna kind of add one more step. Here they want us to find the diameter. Well, we know that the diameter is just 2 times r. So when we find the diameter, we're actually just going to find the radius first. So find the radius first. All right, and that's because all of our formulas are in terms of r. I mean, there's good reason for that, good mathematical reason. And we're going to use that r then. We're going to go find r, and we're going to use it to find diameter afterwards. All right, so we know that our circumference is 2 pi r. And if the circumference is 12.6, we can just plug it in. All right, so again, just like numbers 18 through 21, we're just dividing by 2 pi. And that's just to cancel out that 2 pi. And we can plug that into our calculator, 12.6 divided by 2 pi. Right, and it should turn out something like 19.79. 19.792. But we're actually not going to round that number yet because that's not our answer. That's r. That is r. Right? So we need to take that and times it by 2. Times it by 2 to get our diameter. So in our calculator, once we get this number, actually all we're going to do is press the times button. Just press the times button, times it by 2. And that is our diameter. So 39.6. 39.6 would be our diameter. All right? And this is really the only difference between finding the diameter and finding the radius, is this step right here, is that times 2 step. Okay, and really it's just all done in the calculator anyway, so it shouldn't really even add much time to each of these problems. It's not a full step, if you will. The circumference is 42.7. So there's our circumference formula. 42.7 equals 2 pi r. Divide by 2 pi. And that's going to give us our radius. It's going to give us our radius. That's what we want to find first. 67.073 is r. And then we need to times that by 2. So again, all I'm going to do is hit the times button and times it by 2. And now we can round that number. So 134.1. D equals 134.1, and our units are feet. Now, just like with circumference, the area ones are really similar to 18 through 21. And we know area is pi r squared. So our area is 254.5 equals pi r squared. We're just going to divide by pi first to cancel out the pi. All right. And then we're just going to square root that thing. So square root. And that's going to give us r. It's going to give us r alone. So 254.5 divided by pi. We actually have to do that square root first. So square root of 254.5 divided by pi. And it should look just like that in your calculator. And again, I want to emphasize this because I don't want anybody to miss this. The radical in your calculator has to come all the way over the pi. Press enter there. and we get our radius is 9.0005. Okay, to get the diameter, we just times that by 2. Okay, and again, all we do is in our calculator hit the times button, 2. That's going to be 18.0. And our units are meters. So one more of those, just for good measure. Area is pi r squared. The area itself is 84.9. We're going to divide by pi, and those cancel out. And then to get r alone, right, we square root to cancel out that, that exponent of 2. And that we just type into our calculator. The square root of 84.9 divided by pi. And it gives us that decimal, 5.1985 equals r. And then we're just going to times it by 2 to make it our diameter. Times it by 2. So just hit times 2. 10.4. 10.4 inches. Okay, so really we're just finding the radius, find r, and then timesing it by 2 so that we can get the diameter. And that makes total sense because the diameter, again, is just 2 times the radius. 2 times the radius.